November is here, and that means it's another round of the Criterion 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. In this video, I'm going to share my recommendations of which Criterion you should buy during the sale. Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Geek Production Channel. My name is Sales, and yeah, let's get right into it. I have 7 titles to show you guys. It's a mixed bag of titles, some from more cinema, some films that I truly adore that I watched this year that I need to recommend you guys watching it. And some are recent titles that just came out in the Criterion Collection a few weeks ago. So yeah, I have a lot to talk about. Day for Night, directed by Francois Truffaut. This is a fantastic film about a film making a film that deal with all these characters, their life as an actor, as a director. In this film, we got Francois Truffaut played at him, technically like himself as a director. Not only he directed this movie, but he's also starring in the movie, which is so much fun to see. This movie, as soon as the opening scene starts, I immediately fell in love because I know what I'm about to enter in. Because this is basically a film about making a film. During the entire runtime, it's about that they're making a movie, trying to finish the movie into the deadline that they have, but a lot of shenanigans going on, their personal lives going on, trouble in production, yada yada yada, and all the nonsense that the director had to go through, all the nonsense that the producer had to go through, and the actor had to go deal with, and everything, and taking many takes they need to do. It's a fantastic film because this is basically a film made for me because I'm a filmmaker. I recently graduated. Yeah, I just simply love this movie. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're a fan of seeing what making film is to look like, I highly recommend Day for Night. And also this is a great, entry point into the world cinema as well. If you want to get into foreign film that you have not seen. And this is a great jumping on point because it's very accessible, easy to watch because it's a simple story about a studio not really a studio, they're trying to make a movie. That's what I'm trying to say. They're trying to make a movie, trying to finish the movie. But there's a lot going on, there's a lot of problems. It just makes it much more delightful to watch and just making it more intriguing to watch. So I highly recommend Day for Night. Bigger Than Life. This is directed by Nicholas Ray, a fantastic filmmaker who did In a Lonely Place, which is also in the Criterion Collection. Also highly recommend him that. Starring Humphrey Bogart. But this is another fantastic film from Nicholas Ray that has a filmmaker have been impressed on. From, like I mentioned, In a Lonely Place and Johnny Guitar, which I recently watched a couple weeks ago, which I also thoroughly enjoy. But this one, however, it is really great. It is almost like a soap opera, like a melodramatic film dealing with family drama. And we got this man, a father and a husband and a teacher who have struggles, and he starting to get weirder and different, and we see another personality from him that is very different, that is not like him, and we see the son and the wife see what that he is not truly is, and he is not the same person that they know and love. This is a fantastic film, really great. There's a lot going on. What makes this film so worth it to watch is the performances, especially by the main lead, James Mason. Incredible, just incredible performance from him. He started off as a normal suburban teacher, have a job, struggling and trying to provide his family and all that. Then he tried an experimental drug that truly changed that he's not what he truly is. I love seeing the character depth going on with his life, that's going on, being of life basically, and how he dramatically changes from a wonderful, caring father and husband, go to this something completely different. It almost feels like a Dr. Jekyll Mr. Hyde situation. I love this movie. It's fantastic. The direction by Nicholas Ray is fantastic. The cinematography is fantastic. The performances by James Mason, James Mason, is astonishing all around. This is fantastic. I believe this, in the 50s color, dramatic film is wonderful. All That Jazz, starring the wonderful Roy Schneider, directed by Bob Fosse. Wow, what a character piece! This is truly a character piece from the beginning to the end. I was completely mesmerized by this film. It's about this choreographer who's also an editor, and he's uh, he's everything basically. He's a director, producer, editor, and a choreographer. He's trying to do two things all at once. He's trying to choreograph a dance number for an upcoming Broadway while he was editing something. I believe it was stand-up comedy. He's trying to edit stand-up comedy that he couldn't get his hands on, trying to get it right. He had multiple lives all at once, and also he's an alcoholic and he smokes a lot, and also he's a father. There's a lot of layers that Washington character is in this movie. It's really great. It's riveting. It's exciting. Well, not really excited like explosion, but like exciting to watch a character piece that is, there's so much layers, so much depth that I was so mesmerized by. What kind of character truly is. He sometimes can be an asshole, or sometimes he can be a lovely father. And sometimes he's a hardworking man trying to get things right, from editing a stand-up comedy, but at the same time trying to choreograph this dance number, trying to figure out how to put everything together. Fantastic film. There's so much going on that just let me speechless in the end of the film. It is not a musical. What the title says, All That Jazz, it feels like a musical, but it's not. It's a character piece. There's so much going on. And Roy Schneider, what a fantastic actor. We normally seen him in Jaws. Like, that's obviously his well-known, filmography that he has. But All That Jazz takes the cake as well. That's just best of the best next to Jaws. Fantastic film. I highly recommend. I highly recommend All That Jazz. Thief, directed by Michael Mann, starring the wonderful late great James Caan. I was late to the game with this movie. I wish I saw this movie earlier. Love this movie. The score by Tangerine Dream is worth every prize admission. Love the score by Tangerine Dream. Beautiful score. The direction by Michael Mann is so immaculate done. It's so well thought out and planned out. It's just so good. Like, this film is incredible. It's a good old heist movie in the 80s. James Caan is awesome as always. I will forever love him in Misery. Misery is one of my favorite movies, but also one of my favorite performances by James Caan. But Thief is another one of his best. I wish I saw this sooner, and I wish I got this Blu-ray earlier when it originally came out. I believe it came out in 2015. That was a long time ago. Fantastic film. I got nothing to say. Just get this. If you want to see an 80s movie, but also a heist movie, also starring by James Caan, I highly recommend Thief. It's fantastic. Michael Mann is a type of director I need to see more of. I recently saw Heat for the very first time. Fantastic. And the score is everything I was hoping for. So good. Just so good. Arsenic and Old Lace. This is a title that recently came out a couple weeks ago, directed by Frank Capra and starring Cary Grant. Frank Capra is a fantastic director who did one of the most iconic films, It's a Wonderful Life and Mrs. Smith's Go to Washington. Arsenic Old Lace, I saw it in the month of October. It's fantastic. It's a scuba comedy mixed with a Halloween themed vibe. Also, dark comedy. There's a lot going on. It's a scuba comedy, but also it's a dark comedy all at once in a Frank Capra fashion. It's fantastic. I have so much fun with this movie. There's a lot to love with this. Cary Grant is fantastic as always. One of my favorite parts in the movie is Cary Grant's facial expression. Every time he reacts to something, he reacts something ludicrous. Like, what? Like he's either by shock or scared or like concerned. Cary Grant's facial expression is worth every penny of this movie. I love Cary Grant in this movie. What an adorable role. Like, this is Cary Grant at his best, basically. And you know, Frank Capra is a fantastic director. You know him. He's one of Live, Mrs. Smith Go to Washington. This is another one of his best. Also, Peter Lorre is in this movie, who is fantastic in this movie. I never thought I would see him in a comedy movie, which is odd because I see him as a very dark, gritty movie like Casablanca or M. Fish Like M, a masterpiece. He was so fantastic in that role. But I never thought of him seen in this movie in a comedy fashion, which is great. You know, I could see more of Peter Lorre open in variety in any genre, which is nice. Yeah, this is fantastic. I highly recommend. This has my highly recommend this recommendation. One of my favorite first time watches of 2022. This just came out recently, so get it. Also watch this in October. Actually, it does not deal with monsters or horrors. There's no jump scare or anything like that. But there's some genuinely dark moments, some great shot that feels very Halloweeny vibe, and I love the atmosphere, the sense of fall. Fall and winter are both my favorite seasons. I love them to death. There's a lot of moments of fall, so the leaves are falling down. Like, it bring me, it's brisky. This type of movie that's very cozy and fun to watch. It is a fun time. Double Indemnity, directed by the wonderful Billy Wilder. This is a fantastic film noir that I recently watched a couple months ago that just blew me away. In 2020, I have becoming a Billy Wilder fan. I've been watching a lot of his films, and this November I plan to watch more of his films that I bought a couple months ago. That I've been buying a lot of more of his films from Kino, etc. Double Indemnity is fantastic. I'm not to say it because I just want you to get it. I just want to watch this movie. And if you want to get into Billy Wilder filmography, either The Apartment or Something Like It Hot, this is one of his best of the best in his filmography. Fantastic direction, fantastic performances as well. Great story too. It's all about the story. Billy Wilder is so good directing story. He focuses on story first, then characters, then execution. But he executes them all perfectly well done because he's the type of director who understands story really extremely well. This is fantastic. Lastly, but not least, that's Miracle in Milan, or Milan. Directed by Vittorio De Sica, who did Bicycle Thieves and Umberto D, both excellent films that's also in the Criterion collection. Another great movie from Vittorio De Sica. Wonderful, charming, just wonderful film about this kid who just got out of an orphanage and he's trying to start a life, but something oblivious that he does not understand how the real world works. But all he knows about in life is being kind to another and be helping to other. That's what the main character is. He is a kind person who willing to help others, and he created this community, this poor community that got to help each other out and create this little town that they do. It's fantastic, it's wonderful, it's charming, and it did not disappoint. I was a huge fan of Bicycle Thieves and Umberto D. I'm also a big fan of Miracle Milan. Love Vittorio De Sica. I would love to see more of Vittorio De Sica, other than just Umberto D and Bicycle Thieves. Those are 3 films I've seen so far from him in his filmography. So I'm hoping I can dive into more of his work. But yeah, this is fantastic. It's not as powerful as Bicycle Thieves, but I just love the message going on. Be kind to one another. Be helpful to help others. But there's a moment in the movie I was not expected to happen. They went to a different direction, which I was like, wow, they did go that direction. That's awesome. And something like this is unique. This type of film that's very unique to any film that I watch. It's wonderful. I love this movie. And please check this movie out. There you have it, guys. I recommend you 7 more Criterion titles. So yeah, but also please check out more of the recommendation video that I did in a couple months ago and the previous years as well. All the recommendations still stands. Yeah, check them out. Check these titles out as well. They're worth your time watching them. They're a fantastic film that I truly adore. And yeah, have a great day. Take care.